Ahoy, the internet! And today we are going to talk about Disney's Treasure Planet characters from good to evil. One of Disney's biggest bombs, but also one of the most underrated films from 2002. But before we get to the depths of the sea, or the depths of space, let's talk about the characters with a heart made entirely out of solid gold. These characters are the good. Taking the gold medal, we have to give it to Jim Hawkins' mother, Sarah Hawkins. Mother to Jim, Sarah's a hard-working, loving, and caring mother who isn't afraid to put her foot down when needed. Ever since her husband left them, Sarah has had to both raise Jim and run her in, making sure Jim stays out of trouble, with mixed results on that. After her inn gets destroyed by pirates, though at first reluctant to allow Jim to go to Treasure Planet, not that we blame her, given the possible life-threatening journey he would go on, she eventually gives Jim her permission. Once Jim returns as a changed boy, she shows nothing but love for him. She gets the gold medal for seemingly having no bad character traits. Sure, she can be stern with Jim at the beginning, but hey, that's part of being a parent. Overall, she's a good mother, innkeeper, and overall good person that earns the gold medal of good. In second place, we have Dr. Delbert Doppler, family friend to the Hawkins family. This canine astronomer sticks by them through and through, as he is shown to let them stay at his place after their home is destroyed. After Jim discovers the treasure planet, Doppler encourages the reluctant mother to allow them to go to the planet of treasure. He sticks by Jim and the crew throughout the movie, helping them the best way he can. Though does butt heads with Captain Amelia, at first but as the film goes on, he starts to have feelings for her and even grows a lot braver in the film. And by the film's end, he ends up being married to Amelia and becoming a father. Doppler is an overall good doggy who you want on your side when venturing. Taking the bronze medal of goods, we have Ben, aka Bioelectronic Navigator, originally a navigator for pirates. After having his memory chip removed by Captain Flint and being stranded on the planet, he became nuts and bolts. Despite this, Ben is an overall good person as he tries to help Jim to retrieve the map from the pirates, even with his brain scrambled, and by the film's end, he becomes a helper for the inn. Love him in hand, Ben is an overall good bot despite having a scrambled mind. Next, we have Captain Amelia, captain of the RLS Legacy. She is shown to be skilled and quick-witted. As a captain, she helps out the crew through tough perils, like with the black hole or when finding out that the crew are pirates. While she has at first cold towards Doppler, but after being injured, she does start to see him in a better light and even marries him by the end and starts a family. There's no doubt that Amelia is a good person and great captain who will step into action when needed. As Mr. Serals said best, there's no fire captain in this or any other planet. Speaking of which, next is Mr. Arrow himself. Right-hand man to Amelia, he is shown to be a loyal follower to the team, though stern, like when scolding Scroo for messing with Jim, as he is shown to be friendly. Which is sad he was killed by Scroo and dropped into a black hole. There's no doubt that Arrow's death is sort of tragic. Rounding up the good characters is Jim Hawkins. The main character of this story, Jim has quite a tragic past. After his father left him and his mother, Jim became more delinquent, constantly getting into trouble wherever he go. However, Jim does still have a heart as he tries to help out our herd Billy Bones and get his family out of danger from the pirates. After discovering the map, he sees this as an opportunity to redeem himself and help his family. As the film goes on, thanks to Silver, he becomes more kinder and even more responsible. We can chalk his more negative traits as him being antisocial and reckless, as him just being a teenager than malicious. And he does grow as a person, so I say he's good enough. That wraps up the good characters. Let's move on to the more neutral forces. This is the gray area. Starting out this section, we have Morph, a morphin being that can transform into anything. He has a very playful personality and can be mischievous at times. This can sometimes be a dent on his personality at times, like leaving the map back on the ship. That being said, he is shown to be friendly as it gets along with Jim, and by the end is seen playing with Delbert's children. He's not a bad being, but his mischievous personality is why we can't place him in the good section. Sorry, low buddy. Still love you though. Next is Billy Bones, one of Flint's surviving crew members. He's the one who kicks off the plot by crashing and landing into the end, giving Jim the map and warning him about Silver and the pirates. Since he was part of Flint's crew, we place him here in the gray area. However, without him, Jim would have never grew as a person, Doppler would have never engaged with Amelia and have a family, and Ben would have still been stranded on the treasure planet. So, he is definitely an important character nonetheless. And rounding up the gray era is Long John Silver. Finally, the prime example of a complicated character. He's the main antagonist of the movie. However, he's not 100% evil. Sure, he can be greedy, cunning, and can be ruthless, but he does have some lines he won't cross, like harm Jim. Speaking of which, he does seem to care about the boy, even encourage him to not give up, being a father figure to the boy. And by the film's end, he does change his ways, even gives Jim some of his treasure for his family. Overall, he's got a heart of gold, even can do some questionable things. And with the gray area out of the way, time to move on to the bad and the evil, the wicked. We have to start out with a character that doesn't really appear face-wise or have any lines, but is still an important character. Mr. Hawkins. Father to Jim, we don't know much about him. However, for what we do know about, he was shown to be very distant from his son and wife, even abandoned them both. This obviously had a negative impact on Jim, as it caused him to be reckless and irresponsible. Because we don't know much about him, he ranks as the lowest of the bad, but leaving your family without saying goodbye is quite harsh than them being just dead. Next up, taking the bronze medal of evil is going to Silver's crew. Despite being part of Silver's crew, that doesn't give them any slack, as they are shown to be ruthless, greedy, and cruel towards Jim and his friends. And since they don't have any redeeming qualities, they rank here. The Silver Medal of Evil is going to Scroo. Easily Silver's most vicious member, Scroo is cruel, manipulative, and murderous. He was first seen trying to kill Jim just for simply talking back at him before being stopped by Silver. Later on, he kills Errol by cutting his rope and dropping him into a black hole, leaving Jim the blame for it. And despite being one of Silver's crew members, it's shown that he doesn't have any loyalty towards him, even implying that he wants to kill him and Jim as well. And it's very satisfying to see Jim get back at him. Finally, taking home the gold medal of evil is going to Captain Flint. While not the main villain of the movie, it's made clear that he's definitely evil. As the most feared pirate of them all, he only cares about one thing, money, as he robbed from innocent citizens and even murdering them as well, and hiding them in a planet that will become the treasure planet. But what really gives him the gold is that he was willing to kill anyone who steals his treasure by setting the planet to explode, even after death, even ripping Ben's memory chip so no one can find out, showing how ruthless he can be. That's why he gets the gold medal of evil. But before we go, we have some Serals medals to give out. First of all, the Pride medal goes to Amelia, since she views the rest of the crew, including Jim and Doppler, as beneath them at first. The Lust medal goes to Silver, since he has a lust for treasure. The Wrath medal goes to Scroo due to how bloodthirsty and murderous he can be. The Dharma medal goes to Silver's crew. As ruthless as they can be, they aren't the smartest of the bunch. And finally, the Greed medal easily goes to Flint. I mean, come on, he's the example of greed himself. Alright. That's my list. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, mateys. And I'll see you all next time. Yo ho 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 ho.